So we can start the meeting. Hello, everybody, again. And I would like to give the floor to our coordinator. Please go ahead by introducing this webinar and our aim.
So we can start our European webinar of JOBS4TECH project. So welcome all. We are going to have 1 hour of speak about the JOBS4TECH project and the results. So first of all, I'm going to introduce a little bit about the project, okay, but very briefly. Secondly, we are going to speak about recommendations from the experience of the partners because, well, during these 2 years, we have experimented the products of the project and we are going to speak about this. After that, we are going to see how these recommendations can be answered or worked with the products of the JOBS4TECH. And after, we are going to have a space for proposals of future collaboration as we want to continue the work done in the project. So that's okay. We are going to start with a very brief introduction about the JOBS4TECH. Next slide, please. Well, why we started this project, we proposed this project, we wanted to integrate transversal competencies that are useful for the employment and entrepreneurship of the young people, in this case, DET students. And together with the integration of technical competencies very related with the new technologies, in this case, we have chosen virtual and augmented reality. The integration of both kinds of competencies, we think that it ensures we are going to answer the demands of the labor market, as well as we are going to increase the employability of the students in the vocational training centers. So that's why we started to this project, this 2-year project. Next slide, please. Can you go into the next slide? Okay. Yes, so we decided to, the previous one, please. We decided to submit this Erasmus Plus project under the Key Action 2 strategic partnership in the vocational training Well, the project finished tomorrow, so we think that today is a good day to speak about what we have done during this time. So Acción contra el Hambre, Action Against Hunger is the leader. Well, the partners are those in the slide. We have one partner from Germany, the European Association for Vocational and Social Education. We have Kuresale Ametikol in Estonia, which is a vocational training center. The National Association of Distance Education in Lithuania, NADE. And also we have another Spanish partner with Formación Realidad Virtual, training on virtual reality will be the translation. So I would like to show you the video, okay, the one back. I don't know if it's working here. Try, please, to do a click in the... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In any case, you have the videos, all the videos about the project downloaded uploaded in the web page of the project. So, we have this format also in order to let the people know about how we reach the products we developed during the project. Okay. So in that case, we are going to start with the recommendations that we gathered from the experience from all partners okay, because we wanted to incorporate new itineraries and update new itineraries in the vocational training centers regarding new technologies, because the new technologies are changing constantly. And well, we think that this is a need. And another one is the need to incorporate the soft skills within these new itineraries. So from the testing of this new itinerary, we concluded some recommendations, and I give the floor to Aurora, to my colleague Aurora, because she's going to speak about the recommendations to public authority, to education public authority.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you to all of you that are assisting this webinar today. So, well, the work carried out in the different countries these years has allowed us to know the different education approach and strengths and weaknesses in the different countries. Okay, therefore, we have come to the main following recommendations to public authorities. And the main is the need to increase the flexibility of VET centers in the actualization and incorporation of new contents to the curriculum. Okay. We see this follows the need to a more agile adaptation to the labor market needs and demands, and not only the technical contents like virtual reality in this case, but also in the incorporation of competence for employment and entrepreneurship that we think are key today in the new labor market. Okay. For this end, the support of plans for the continuous teacher training and teacher sharing of good practices is key. And together with this, we think the increase for funding for projects such as JOBS4TECH, that act as a bridge between the market, the enterprises, entrepreneurs, and VET centers is basic. Okay, so these are our main conclusions and recommendations to public authorities.
Okay. Sorry. Now, thank you, Aurora. We are going to speak about the recommendations to VET centers, and I would like to invite our partner Curesarea Meticol to speak about that, because they have had a great experience with this project, and within their center. They took advantage a lot of this project, and we would like you to know about this. So please, Janet, go ahead.
Thank you, Alicia. Hello, everybody. This project has changed a lot for our VET center. And main recommendation we can give for us is following. Of course, every school, every VET center has to update say curricula, and this is a continuous process. And of course, there is need to include new technology, to update all soft skills. So this curricula or this itinerary is a very good possibility to include into existing curriculum. Another recommendation is about teachers. Teaching nowadays is teamwork, and there is no possibility to organize project-based learning or problem-based learning without teachers' teamwork. Every school or center who are interested in new ways of teaching, they have to organize regular staff meetings to design, prepare, or provide learning modules. Of course, if you have a possibility to get support from local experts, just do it. Just ask. They are usually very interested to come if somebody is asking to come to school. Then one question is about equipment. There are a lot of different possibilities of funding in national level or European level, and our example is using one call from European Social Fund, and we get our necessary equipment mainly via this funding. Of course, we started before with our own funding, but if you know what you have to what you want, then you can see also possibilities to get them. This module for teaching VR, AR is also a possibility for teachers, and we recommend to use these modules to get teachers on board as well. And if you don't have at first teachers who are teaching all this module, you just can learn from each other. So it's also somehow some kind of teamwork, and teachers can teach each other. And we have used it during last 2 years, and it's really working. And yeah, there is necessary to get some equipment, some special rooms, but this is not so many. You can start just maybe from mobile phones and cardboard Googles, and then just increase this necessary equipment and tools as possibilities gives these possibilities. It's mainly our recommendation based on our experience during these 2 years, and I can say it's a great possibility to update your existing curricula to use our results. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janne. It's really good to know and to hear that a lot of good things this project brings to your organization. Well, we are going now to pass the floor to Andrews, which was a teacher that piloted the integrated itinerary. and he's going to speak about the recommendations to teachers from his point of view as teacher, of course. So please, Andrews, go ahead. Your turn.
Okay, hello. So, starting the recommendations, I'll just introduce a little bit of the structure of the training. So we kept it mostly in the same way that we had in the itinerary. So we structured it into 5 main modules. The first one, for example, just gives the introduction to the students of the situation of virtual reality market. Then the second one goes through various virtual reality and augmented reality ecosystems. The third one introduces them already with the creation tools for virtual reality with game engines and 3D modeling software and other tools. The fourth module, we already have them coding something, writing their projects, implementing their projects, and finally we introduce them with best practices and they show off their projects. Of course, the technical part isn't the only one. We also implemented soft skill content within it, and we tried to stay focused on all 8 of them that were presented in the itinerary, and we tried to teach the students these soft skills naturally through their projects with the project-based learning. So from the beginning, they thought of ideas, creative ideas of what they want to make projects of. They gathered into groups to work in a team, and while honing their teamwork skills, finally they presented their projects. And the main recommendations, or what we found during the implementation, is that it's, from the technical part, it's rather important to assess what the student's knowledge level is before starting the module, the technical level, how well the knowledge is in the technical level, because afterwards they might have difficulties when actually implementing their own ideas. Well, they might lack knowledge in programming, or in design, or in 3D modeling, audio editing, and so on. It's important to see what they're actually good at, and what they might need to learn more, so that the necessary skills would be well evened out, and they wouldn't lag behind the rest of the students. The second thing is that the tools for their projects have to be chosen carefully, that it would also be fit for the students to use. So they might not be very their backgrounds may vary, and they might not be used to using tools that we present them with. So what we recommended in our implementation, we recommended using the Unity game engine for their project, which was quite balanced, I guess we could say, for the needs of the module of the course. But for example, some other tools might be more effective in teaching. Like after some time after the course, I looked into some simpler tools, like a Godot game engine could be used because it's a little simpler, and so on. In the itinerary we used Unreal Engine, but it seemed to be a little too difficult for the students to present. So it's necessary to find a tool that works in balance. Another thing that we noticed during our implementation is that the students, they take up the technical knowledge better when we provide actual examples of where certain elements of VR are used within the market. So, for example, if we were talking about motion sickness or locomotion, they were, well, it was useful to give real-life examples of where this works and where it doesn't, for them to, well, understand it better. And the same, well, the same concept was applied to soft skill development also. We gave some real-life examples on that. And we, of course, encouraged students to they worked in groups, and we encouraged teamwork while developing their projects. Well, they tried to balance out their knowledge, as I said before, that they had to be assessed. They had to be assessed, and well, the groups themselves that they formed, they balanced themselves out. For example, some students were better at actually implementing their projects, programming them. Others were better at presenting it. But we tried to involve everybody into the whole creative process, so that everybody would take a part in every piece of the project, whether it's audio editing, programming, presenting, and so on. And I mentioned it before already, but it was rather effective and important that the module that we that the way we implemented it was designed around project-based work. So the students, they began from creating a concept for their project that they're going to make. First they generated ideas, then they picked the ones they wanted to actually implement. They evaluated which ones are possible to implement. They presented these ideas, worked on them, and finally, after having them implemented, well, not everybody managed to complete them fully, but they presented them and presented them at the final presentation. And the way that it was organized, that the base of the learning was through a project, it was rather effective. They used the various various project control tools like Trello and so on to just plan their jobs. The other thing is that perhaps we didn't give enough time for the module itself, as to fit all the knowledge there. We had to rush through some concepts when presenting them. We tried to acknowledge the parts that were perhaps less necessary, so we rushed through those, but kept the more important parts in full length. But the idea is that, well, from our perspective, the implementation of the module could have required more time. that's what we think, and then the students also thought it would be interesting to have a little bit more time on the module. And also, as is developing the soft skills was very important in this module, but the technical skills are, well, they shouldn't be also left behind, because it's still a big part of the whole module, as well, the students, even if they present their ideas and work great as a team, their ideas are innovative perhaps, but they still have to well, provide and have gain the necessary knowledge and to actually implement those ideas, and that knowledge at some cases is very, well, its requirements are rather large, so it's hard to actually balance out the soft skills with the technical skills, as well, in some cases maybe the necessity to rise the ratio of technical skills comes up when we have perhaps students that well, have trouble with the actual technical part. So it's hard to find the balance. Rather hard to find the balance. Yeah. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrews. Very good recommendations, very good conclusions. I think the question about time is a good side, because when people say that something is short, that is good. So, but in any case, we pilot the integrated itinerary. It was a short period of time, in a short period of time or longer, but also always adapting to the time available in all centers. So I think that that's okay. And it's a very good recommendation for the future, because it's a symptom that the itinerary is working good and the students like it. Okay, so thank you, Andrews. Now we are going to start with the recommendation regarding gender. My colleague Silvia will speak about them. So thank you.
Okay, so yes, hello everyone. To finish up with the recommendations, we wanted to share the ones that we developed regarding gender. The reason why we decided to include them is because the computer science and technology sector has always been more represented by men than women. And although we are getting more and more women involved in both the studies and the labor market in both fields, the gap is still huge. And we thought that it would be very important to work towards improving this a little bit. So there's two main recommendations that you can see on this slide. The first one is developing gender inclusive content. So even if we have less female students in the classroom, it is very important to encourage them and to provide them with the female reference that they can look up to. So instead of always showing successful projects led by men, it would be great to give them some female references as well. And as a resource that can be very interesting is the Women Who Code. This is a website where you can find a network of women professionals in the ID sector, and you can actually access to the different projects that they're leading, how are they dealing with the different things they face in the labor force. And it can be a great reference for female students, but also for men, so that they see that women are also leading this sector and, well, doing great things. And, well, together with this, there is a UN guideline for providing more gender inclusive language. I think this also depends in each language. Some are more inclusive than others, but we usually use the masculine form in our language as well as in our images, the pictures that we show whenever we develop some kind of content. So these guidelines can be very helpful and provide teachers with lots of different contents to use in the classroom. And together with this, the second recommendation would be raising awareness. Raising awareness mostly, and to start with, among teachers. If we provide teachers with a sensitive approach towards the classroom and how to face and deal with the gender gap, we will eventually have students with a more sensitive approach as well. Students who are more aware of the role that women are playing in the IT sector nowadays, and that will definitely encourage female students and also have a more positive role in our male students. Eventually, this will hopefully get to the labor market. When our students start working in this field, they will also translate this more inclusive and more equal approach to their positions. So we believe that this is something that we need to take care of from the beginning. And we're also providing a link with resources on education and gender equity. It's been designed by UNESCO, and you can find different resources that can be both used for raising awareness among teachers and then for teachers to raise awareness with their students. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Silvia, for these very interesting recommendations. Well, for us, it was also important to encourage the participation of also women as students in the new technology sector, because women are underrepresented here. So we consider that it's really important also to raise awareness and to open this sector also even more for women. Okay, so I'm going to speak about JOBS4TECH products. I'm going to review in what sense our products are answering these recommendations, and in what way you can use these products to improve your vocational training offer. Okay. So they are really, well, they are all free. They are all available at the webpage of the project, which is here indicated. And well, I'm going to speak first about the iterative itinerary. This iterative itinerary gives you the tips and the structure to follow and the way you can integrate soft skills within technical skills. We believe that to work in projects is really important, and it can be useful, can be the best way to incorporate this kind of soft skills into the project, okay, in the development of the project. So that's this is what you are that you will find in the iterative itinerary. We have two versions of the integrated itinerary: a document that was a PDF document that is uploaded in the web page, and also as a video. The video is translated in all languages, is subtitled in all languages. Video is an animation video in order to make it a little bit more understandable and easy to see and to understand. And well, that's why we developed this format. A part of this integrated itinerary that we have in two versions, we have the results of the vocational training offer in all partner countries. Regarding, we focus this study in the virtual and augmented reality offer, the current current offer, the nowadays offer, and also how the vocational training centers are introducing this teaching on transversal competences. what we call soft skills. Okay, so that serves us as a base to elaborate all the products, that is the integrated itinerary and evaluation tool, because we wanted to build from a real need from the labor market and from the vocational training centers. We interview experts from the sector, the virtual reality sector, what kind of soft competencies, the soft skills they may need for the future employees, and well, another very technical issues we looked at also. And at the same time, we ask also vocational training centers in order to see what would be the possibilities to incorporate new contents, the possibilities of updating their curricula, and the possibilities to incorporate new soft skills into the regular itineraries, and also the difficulties they may face incorporating this integrated curricula into the vocational training centers. You have all the information, all this information from these interviews. In some cases, we carried out a focus group. So you have all the information in this first point. I include here results of the vocational training offer. Okay, and we consider that it deserves to be also uploaded in the project web page, and well, don't lose it. It's not lose, but it's part of the interactive itinerary. But I think maybe is interesting also. Okay, we have also, well, as another product, we have the recommendations. We talked about them during the morning, but we are going to have a document summarizing them, also very we want the document to be light and friendly as well, so just to facilitate the reading. And well, we have another big product in our project, which is the evaluation tool. The evaluation tool is focused on the evaluation of these transversal competencies, soft skills, and well, it's a very, very interesting tool that Aurora will explain you about it. So I invite Aurora to continue.
Okay, thank you, Alicia. Okay, we have a video. I don't know if we will be able to see it. We think the best way to know what the tool is about is to enter and test it yourselves. No, so this video will be available in the through the JOBS4TECH website. Okay, where you will also be able to see to access the tool. Okay, this tool, as we've been talking all the morning about the employment and entrepreneurship competences, no, these soft skills that are needed to enter the labor market nowadays. But they say that if you're not able to measure something, it doesn't exist. Okay, so we thought it was key in the project to develop a tool that will allow teachers and trainers to evaluate the soft skill, this competence of their students. Okay, this assessment tool is based on the European Framework of Entrepreneurship Competence, ENTRECOM, that we've talked about also in this morning, and it allows any teacher and trainer, as we said, to evaluate these competencies. It consists of a questionnaire for student self-assessment, okay, based in context questions. They're not direct questions about their teamwork or their communication capacity, but context questions where they will have, depending on how they act, this will allow us to know let's say, the level of the competence, okay? This student self-assessment is also combined with a teacher's direct assessment, okay, of each student. Therefore, this tool will allow us to identify students' competencies at the beginning of the year, so that the teachers will know how to adapt their lessons depending on the strengths and weaknesses that they've seen in the students. Okay, and at the same time, this tool will allow us to measure the development and the evolution of these competencies at the end of the year, and to know the efficiency of the training carried out. Okay, as mentioned, the tool will be available and free access and available through our website. Okay, so I think that are the keys of our tool. And of course, if you have any question now or at the end of the webinar, we will be really pleased to answer. Okay, thank you. So we continue.
Thank you, Aurora. I hope you find interesting this evaluation tool. In any case, the video will be uploaded in the web page in the part of evaluation tool, and all kind of another manuals, users manuals will be also uploaded. Okay. Let's continue with the ideas to continue JOBS4TECH. Okay. I wanted to speak a little bit about a brief discussion we had together with the partners about the continuation of this project, because we see a lot of possibilities. We want to share all these possibilities with you, and we want you to see and to consider them as future collaboration opportunities. Okay, so the project, first of all, is really replicable in other subsectors of new technologies. That is, we choose virtual reality, but we could choose another subsector as, I don't know, artificial intelligence or something like that. So blockchain, so the technology is, wow, no? Incredible. So imagination and or also we can consider what are the needs of the future students regarding this sector, and advance a little bit or answer a little bit with this updating of contents, and also, of course, for us it's really relevant to incorporate soft skills in order to increase the employability of the students. But we can think about other subsectors. There are a lot. They are merging a lot, no? And well, that's the third option we see very clear. Okay, the second one is based on the real need detected through the project implementation, which is that some of the teachers doesn't know how to deliver soft skills training. They know about them. They have soft skills, of course, but probably there are another soft skills they don't know, or they don't know deeply, or even even if they know it, they don't know how to deliver it in the classroom. So that's another strong need detected. Our teachers piloting the integrated itinerary did their best, and I congratulate them. But in any case, they are like wanting to know more and to be teached themselves about these soft skills. So I think that for Erasmus Plus, and in order to increase the possibilities of and to improve the vocational training in general systems, the incorporation of soft skills and the training of the teachers will be fundamental. Well, that's it. The second option we have, we consider. The third is a further development of the skills assessment tool. The tool, as it is very complete. you will see it. I invite you to enter and to test it and to know more in depth and see how it works, how the questionnaire about standard situations brings you an idea on how you are progressing in these soft skills. But there are another soft skills that we can incorporate here in the assessment tool, because we choose 8 from the Entrecom, which is the entrepreneurship framework of competencies, sorry. And well, we can consider this as a possibility to continue the further development and also to analyze the data that this tool is giving us, because we are going to collect a lot of data here from the people, from the measure of the soft skills of the people. So it has a lot of possibilities, but even they already have it. This tool, it already have these possibilities. This tool has a lot of possibilities, because, for example, we are going to use it within our programs, and also for other countries we are implementing employment programs. So, but well, we think that it can be further developed. Okay, and the last one is it's always insisting on this, that our approach on soft skills, on these transversal competencies, on these key competencies, is really relevant for nowadays. The labor market needs are always based on these kind of competencies from the people for the future employees, and we think that we can incorporate these teaching and soft skills in a very innovative way and standardize this delivery in one another way. So we have somehow standardized them in this interdisciplinary, but we can think about a bigger project, consider this standardization of delivering of soft skills. In the meantime, we are delivering technical or very sectoral skills. So that would be great if we elaborate a bigger project, focus on this in order to improve the vocational training. Okay. So sorry for the Spanish in the slide. So it's about the continuity of the project. Okay. We are all ears. If you have any idea, we have the email of the project, JOBS4TECH@accioncontraelhambre.org. Okay, and well, you can send your proposals of collaborations there. We will be very happy to hear what are you thinking about this project, the results. Okay, and well, this is the time for questions and answers as well. So I give you this time to ask us any questions or any of the speakers. Okay.
My advice for those who have questions, you can write them into the chat, or you can raise the hand and I will give you our right to speak, the privilege, microphone, enable your microphone. Well, I'm not sure whether we will have many questions there. I have one question, maybe from the technical point of view. Till now, it was quite easy to experiment with the virtual reality, having this phone-based virtual reality devices like a cardboard or Google Daydream and others. But I heard just a few days ago that Google discontinued their Daydream solution, and probably others will follow in this way. So I'm not sure who could answer this, but will it slow down the development, especially in the education? Will it become a barrier to jump into the using virtual reality and developing virtual reality applications? Who could answer this?
I guess I can try. So the thing is that Google pulling out of mobile virtual reality is their own decision, because the other company, Oculus, they're still in active development for this, and I think at the start of the summer they released a new device, Oculus Quest, I think, and they're still full on and ahead with mobile virtual reality, and and even considering that they have another product, Oculus Go, which comes actually cheaper than, let's say, a device like Google Daydream together with a phone. The combined price of a phone and the viewer, the headset, is more expensive than Oculus Go, for example. So the mobile virtual reality is still a possibility and possible to be used in education.
Good to hear. Any other questions?
So maybe I can ask some. Maybe you could discuss a bit more about the possibilities to use evaluation tool, competencies evaluation tool, and maybe you could tell how we can use it not only in the vet sector but maybe in other educational contexts.
So I was saying that the tool, in this case, we've used it in the vocational educational training sector, but the questions and all the design is adapted for any training or education sector, okay? So it can be used for training for employment, for example, or any other training that includes competences development, okay? So it's the same use. Thank you.
And also you can comment, as you know, this tool is free. And could you also remind?
Okay, yes. Yes, of course, the evaluation tool is absolutely free for any teacher, as said, that's willing to use it. You can access and download it from the JOBS4TECH website, okay? If you enter our website, I think you have the link in the PowerPoint, or if not, if you JOBS4TECH EU, you will find it. And you have a specific section that is evaluation tool. And from there you can enter the web, register, and use it for free. You can do a test or directly start with your students. There are 3 registration levels. You can register as an individual teacher that wants to test and to evaluate their students. There's an access for students once they register in order for them to access the questionnaire and be able to answer the questions. And there's also a center user level, okay? The educational center can create an account so that from one profile, you can see all the evaluations developed by the different teachers of your center, okay? But yes, of course, it's totally free. Okay, I don't know if you have any more questions.
Also, what might be interesting to stress what was the added value of this project of integrating the itinerary and yeah, what was the pros to our organization? Maybe Yana, you could.
To this question, Actually, as I said already, it has been a big change for our organization, and if I compare to 2017, when we started this project, we had made great step ahead in using VR, and not only piloting this itinerary, but also for other fields of our center. There are a lot of changes in teaching and learning. I'm quite sure that almost everybody in our organization knows something about the VR, AR in say own area, not only in ICT as it was in project idea. Thank you. Did you hear?
Thank you, Janne. Yes. Yes, I would like to add, well, I insist on the thing that the added value is a new way of delivering content. So teachers and students realize about the importance of this kind of skills. So just to say that, and that's a good side. That's a good thing that they consider that should be addressed this more deeply, and it's important.
So thank you for your answers. I think that that's all. We didn't receive any questions from participants, as I can see. So maybe we just can encourage everyone to visit our website, to use the tools what we created.
Yeah, sure.
And one of my suggestions would be, usually in our countries we have some local conferences, seminars, and national. For example, on 12th of December, we'll organize a conference on advanced learning technologies and applications, and I'm sure it will be some presentation about this project, because really results, it's very interesting. And one of our ideas to share our experience not only among some very good friends of us, but covering national level. And again, in Lithuania, we have National Digital Coalition, and we are members of this coalition. It means we are using different channels for sharing information, what was done, because it could be useful for another vet sector, or maybe not only vet sector. This is our idea for the future, for the next few months, half year. And of course, we are waiting for, how to say, new project, because really it was very interesting and very useful. And I hope maybe with some new aspects, it will be a new project, new application. And Nadia, we want to continue to work together with you, with good partners in this project.
That's okay. If there are no other questions, I think we can conclude here the webinar. Thanking you all for your participation and contribution to this webinar. I'm sorry for the technical issues we faced, but I think at the end we managed in one or another way. Okay, so thank you to you all. Let's hope. I hope we will continue the work done in JOBS4TECH project. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.